everyone, it's Angela again. So lovely to have you guys back here with me. Today is the day we're going to do the cover for the recipe journal that I put together that you've all loved so much. Thank you everyone for the wonderful support and encouragement. Honestly, I do mean that. I've had phenomenal support and kind words about this little recipe journal that I did. So I want to try and bring little elements of it into a few tutorials. Just to show you some of the difficult bits that I had when putting this together. Let me know if there's anything specific that you want me to show you, but today we're going to start with the actual cover, meaning how I put this whole thing together. If you want me to show you how I decorated the top, then we can do that in another video. Alright, so let's start with that. Now, this little journal, it measures, what did I do with the ruler? Here it is. 9 by 6 inches. All right, so that's the size. It works really well if you're going to use an A4 or a letter size piece of paper to fold in half for the signatures, etc. So that is what I did. I am going to show you what I used to make this, and it's really pretty easy. If you don't have any one of these things, this is easily done with a piece of cardstock, but I'm just using what I had. So please bear with me. All right. Okay, so today what I'm going to show you is how I put this bit, this cover piece here, and how I put this bit, this cover piece, without these bits obviously, and this bit together. So how I put the framework for this journal together. So I'm going to put this aside now. And we'll get back to that a little bit later and talk about what you need. Now, what I used to cover my journal was some wallpaper, which you can see here in front of you. It's a very neutral, big checked gingham farmhouse type looking paper, and I had this paper, so I thought it would be perfect for a journal cover, and I do love it. If you can get hold of any wallpaper, especially samples, in your hardware stores or any of those sort of DIY kind of stores, then go and grab some. Most often they have samples for free, so you're able to take what you'll need for today's project. I was very fortunate enough to get my roll secondhand, so that I bought it, and it's been great. Now, if of course you don't have any wallpaper and you have a lovely digital that you can print out, don't forget to look at that French rabbit journal I made, where I joined 2 pieces of the printed digital paper together. That will work just as well. Alright, so don't be limited by what you don't have. Go and have a look at what you do have. I'm sure you've got lots that you can use. But I am a fan of wallpaper. Now, of course, you might want to seal your journal like I did with the French rabbit one. But I'm not going to do it with this, because this wallpaper is wipeable and it's got a nice coating on it, which is going to protect it anyway. So that's what I would say here. But if you do, because it's going to be in the kitchen a lot and possibly used by yourself or whoever the lucky person is who's going to receive it, you might want to make it wipeable and coat it. And so something like a matte medium or a Mod Podge would do the job there. All right, so you would paint that on once your cover's completed with the step that I'm doing today. All right, so let's get started. The first thing you want to do is take your file folder like this, and we want to just, usually it comes slightly lower down. What I did there was I just met up these two. So it's just a case of meeting up that line along here, like that, holding it, which is the tricky bit because it's got these very well formed folds at the bottom. So I've got that there. I'm going to just hold it, and then I just took my bone folder like this, and once I'd managed to start getting a bit of a fold going, then it was all right. Now you can use a butter knife if you don't have one of these, but let me tell you, this is probably the cheapest and most useful tool I own. And I didn't have one until about a year ago. And get 2, because you always lose them. All right, so that's what I've done there. I've just matched up those two layers together. Of course, if you're using A4 or letter cardstock, you won't need to do this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just taking my pencil. I would normally use my craft knife for this, but of course I've got my paper underneath. So I'm going to just draw a line here and I'm going to cut that out. All right, so there we go. Let's do that quickly. It is such a beautiful day, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you, I feel like I should be outside enjoying the sunshine, but I'm not. But you know, crafting gives me just as much pleasure, so I'm not complaining. Okay, so we've got these two sheets now, as you can see. We've got them lined up over there like that. And now I'm going to show you what we are going to do now. All right, so what I have here is I've got this little bit that's extended there. I want to just level that off and cut that off. So I'm going to just move this over. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I want to just make this one continuous line, so I'm going to just take my craft knife there and cut that bit off. All right, so now it's one level on most sides like that. That's going to make the main part of my journal, front and back cover. All right, so I'm going to just fold that in half quickly, matching up at the bottom here like that, and the side. There we go. So there we go. So we've got that happening there. Just put that to the side for the moment. Hang on to this piece. Now what we want to do here is we want to stick this piece and sort of fill in this gap here. So the way I did that was I just stuck some of my masking tape. This is about almost an inch wide, I would say. I'm going to try and just get that as straight as possible. And I'm going to turn this over like that. I want to just cut that corner off, and I'm going to just try and fill this in a little bit. So I'm just trying to keep it straight with the edge there. You don't have to do this, but I just didn't want it to have a sort of hollow. Of course, you wouldn't have to do this if you use card, you know, but this is me trying to be clever. Not so clever at all. But I just didn't want a hollow there, so I'm just putting tape on the other side now, just to fill in that hollow. Okay, right. Once you've used and folded all the paper and everything over, this is not going to even matter, but I just wanted to make sure that I had board as far as up as I possibly could. Okay, so this is going to be the back bit, and again you can just fold this in half like that. Okay, right, so you've got these two pieces now. I'm going to use this one for the front, and I'm going to do it like that. I'm using this little notched out piece at the bottom because I'm going to cover that over, so I want all four nice firm sides for the front, and then this is the bit we're going to work with again now. Right, so what we want to do now is this bit will remain as it is. We can put it, we can cover this bit, so let's do that quickly. I'm just going to move this all out the way. I'm going to take one of my pieces of paper. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to just measure, put this bit in here like that. This is all in frame. Let's move it over. What I want is about 1.5 inches or about 4 centimeters salvage on the edge here. And at this point, I'm just going to fold that over before and I have done it already. Because this is a checkered piece, I wanted to make sure that these were quite straight. So that's why I'm folding that over first. And then what I'm going to do is just fitting it in nice and snugly. Then I want to just go to this side here and do about the same. So let's just have that there. That's looking pretty centralized like that. And then I'm going to do about the same over here, and hopefully if I look, that looks about straight. And I'm going to just cut that off. Hang on to these pieces that you have, and if you're using paper you will probably need to print some more at some point. Okay, so we're going to fold that. We're going to fold all the sides over. It's probably easier to use your scoring tool. And then it does work really well. So you just want to do that, and then do that with this bit as well. Okay, that looks about where I want it. Yeah, I love the scoring tool. It is so handy. And open that there, and we can fold this one down like that, and just score it, and the same over here. We've got all the sides folded like that. Right, what we want to do now is we want to open this up. Before we glue it down, I wanted to just show you that you want to take that piece out. You can see the crossover lines hopefully here where we folded. Now you want to go just, let me draw it on here so that you can see. You want to go slightly to each side of it. So I'm going to draw it for you so you can see what I'm meaning. Right, you want to draw slightly higher and slightly that way of the fold lines, and that way we're going to cut like that to the point, and that on the other side as well. Okay, you're going to then do that on all four corners, and then we're going to put this piece back inside, and we are going to glue it all down. Now I'm not going to glue this down because I've already glued one down. I didn't want to waste your time. Alright, so go and stick all these sides down. Start with this one, then that one, and then you'll be able to, if I just cut out this one. So we've got that there, that there. You want to glue that one down like that, and then you're able to glue those ones down like that. And by doing that, you get a nice clean corner, if you look at it. All right, so go and stick that one down, and I'll show you what that looks like. You then have the finished result that looks like this. I'll show you the bit in the middle now. All right, so that's what it looks like. Then what you're going to do is you're going to stick a piece just short of the center over here. So go and measure off a piece from the leftover paper, or if you're using sheets you'll need to print more. You need to cover this piece over here. This piece is going to be the inner piece over here, sorry, over there. All right, so just so that you don't have the folder peeking out, and that's covered. All right, so that's what I've done there. Okay, so we've got that all stuck down. Now we're going to tackle the next bit. So in this book I'm now going to show you how I make this bit and how I attach it. All right, so again you're going to use this piece here, and we're going to cover that piece. We're going to measure 2 inches, so 5 centimeters. I'm going to just measure that from the edge here like that. 2 inches or 5 centimeters from the edge. We're going to draw a line, and then we're going to use our bone folder and score a line like that. Okay, so what's going to happen here is it's going to go upwards. So we're going to just fold on that score line like that. And we're going to just use our burn folder again just to burnish that in place. All right, so So that's all I've done, and you can see if I've opened it, I've drawn a line there, we've scored it, and we've folded it back like that. All right, we're now going to cover this. So when you cover it flat, as you did. So we're going to put the paper at the back, and the fold up bit will be on the top. All right, same thing, hold it to the edge here, like that. Let's draw a line and cut off the excess. We'll cut off that piece and use it, and we're going to again fold the lines over and cover it in exactly the same way as you did this piece. All right, so that's what we're going to do there. I'm not going to do it now because I've already done it, but you all know how to do that. We've got this piece covered like that. That's our first bit that we did. And then we have got the finished bit, which looks like that on the back. And when we turn it round, it looks like that. So that's just the edge of the paper that I've covered over on the sides there like that. And again, I've put a piece in the middle. So it's just a case of going over that fold line there, and we've got it like this. All right. This is then going to fit like that over there like that. But before I stick that down, I need to put some of the red checked paper on there. All right. You got that then, guys? So you can see this is going to cover up to that point, so you want to make sure I've got just a little bit more there like that. You will see that piece, you're not going to see this piece, but that's obviously where our covered area goes. We're going to put some red check on there in a minute. All right, so don't stick anything down at this point. If you look at it from the back, they will all go like that. All right, you look at it from the back, you've got that on the back, and when you open it up, it will look like this. Now we will be putting our let me just grab one because I got one out that I made before. I will be putting in this theme one of these pockets over there like that. All right, and we will be putting a version of this, but obviously bigger, to cover a bigger area. You can make it any size you like over there. So that's what's going to go over there. And then so those close up, and then on this side at the front, this is where we'll be putting a version of this. Okay, so that's how it all goes together. Now you are quite welcome to go and have a look and put together the folio, this folio, and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute in the book, and then you can also go and make your pouch, which is going to go over there in the colors that you choose, and you can make your mailer and just choose a bigger mailer and put that in over there. Those are the 3 elements that fit onto these covers. All right, so let's put that aside. What I need to do now is just go and get some red gingham fabric, paper, because that needs to go on here before I can stick this all down. All right, so I'll be back with you. Welcome back, everyone. So what I have got now is just a lovely piece of a digital that I've printed out from the My Porch Prints kit that I used, called Grandma's Kitchen, and I do love this kit. And I've just cut out a piece of paper. I'm going to show you how I did that. Now this piece of paper, I put this just underneath the underside, so this is going to go like that on your page, but I want to cover this bit here. So I've opened it up and I've lined it up over here like that onto a piece of paper. So what I've got about, it's just a guesstimate, we're looking at about 3/4 of an inch or 2 centimeters onto the paper here. So what I've done as well is, and just to make it easier, I've put double-sided tape on that side. I'm going to just take off the little bit, if it ever doesn't stop sticking to my hand. Right, I've got my paper here, and I'll show you how the widths and everything in a minute. So I'm going to just get that bit down there. Not so easy, it's easier to do it this way. And maybe put your glasses on, Angela, and that works. Right, so I just want to, you got to love double-sided tape, it is forgiving. So I want to just put that over there and get that over there like that. So I've made little marks, so there we go. This side's a bit because I'm struggling with things today. Right, I've got it right now. I've got that stuck onto the edge of the page. You can use glue, you don't have to use double-sided tape. Now all I want to do is go with my bone folder around the edges. You can take a butter knife to do this. It's just making some fold lines, and then what I've done is I've measured 7 centimeters that way, or 2 3/4 inches wide, enough to cover this area here and some. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to now, because I've scored that line there, it's easier for me just to fold it over. I want to make sure that we've got this pretty straight like that. Okay, score it. Now we want to just turn that under, so you've got this edge now, and you're going to just score it like that, and on the edges there. Alright, and now I'm going to just stick some, I'll put some glue on here first, I think. Glue on here. So I'm just using my Fabri-Tac that's in this bottle at the moment, and just to keep the paper down. Okay, and then we will need to put a little bit more on in a minute, so we're going to just stick that over. Okay, and then we're going to fold that back like that. Now this is the underneath piece, so we can, I prefer to use the double-sided tape for this, but of course you can use whatever you guys feel comfortable using, you know, whichever adhesive method it works for you. Just make sure it's a strong one. Okay, so we can cut that off. And now again we can just pull that off, and it's easier to do it with a little pokey tool. Okay, there we go. So now we can fold this over. I'm going to just bend it up again, and I'm going to get that over there. Okay, so look, it's coming together. It's looking gorgeous. Okay, looks lovely. Now go back over that side and then just cover this like you would a present. So you can cut away some if that's better for you. You're not going to really see this side of things. This is going to be stuck down like that, so you can actually fold it right over. So I just want to cut this edge as well, like that. I do like to do this. It does sort of give it a nice clean finish, like that. All right, and then we can put some double tape on there. So this is, I'm going to just fold over. Probably best to cut away this bit as well, although you won't see it. I just don't want it to be too thick. All right, so I'm just cutting away the bulk. Like that, and now it's like you would wrap a present. So get that over, get that over, and then we're going to just get the whole thing over. Right, and then the same on this side, the whole thing over. Right, now it's probably better just to stick it in here. It's less bulky, and then we'll get to the other in a bit. And you can cut this piece off as well. Don't need it. Make it as thin as possible. Let's do that as well on this side. Right, so it's just like that and like that. So I'm going to just take my piece of double-sided tape here. And stick that down. All right, so again, this is the right way forward, and when you go like that, now you've got that bit covered. Okay, don't worry about that, because remember, that's going in like that, and it'll be lined up and fit in like that. Okay, so what we want to do now is we can stick down these little tabs as well, and again I'm going to just use my double-sided tape. Gosh, I'm all twisted and my hands have gone numb. Oh gosh, it's one of those days. And there we go there. Right, so now we've got that done, we can just move that up and stick it onto that piece there. I've just got a little bit of a bit sticking out here, and that's easily remedied. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And you can, that wasn't the straightest piece of paper on that side for some reason. It was lovely and straight there, but obviously I haven't got it quite right there. And you can give this a bit of a distress ink if you want as well. Okay. Right, so you've got that bit done at the back. That's ready to go. And we've got this bit ready to go here. Now what we are going to do, well, you can do it now or you can do it whenever you want. I left this bit to the end, but it makes no difference really. I'm going to stick this onto this cover here, and the way I attach this is by putting some more tape on this bit only. All right, so from the fold to the edge there, and from the fold to the edge there, that's all. Okay. Oh, and I did do it across the bottom as well, so this bit here. So let's start with that. You know, whenever I film, then this is an issue. Whenever I'm not filming, it happens first time. I don't know if that's just because of the way the angle that aren't quite right with the angles when I'm filming. Got things in the way. But it does amuse me that. Right, so we're going to stick a piece there. And on this bit. And then we really are finished with the tape. Okay. I do like this tape with the red because it's easier to see. So if you are looking for this kind of double-sided tape, which is really fabulous, I've got this on my Amazon favorites list if you're interested and want the details. All right, so the link for the Amazon favorites is in the description box below. Right, so there we've got a piece of tape there, then there. We've got that bit that's going to fold. This is our cover that we've done, and you've got that strip that we've stuck down there. What I did forget to mention, I've just noticed now, is before I stuck this strip down, I ran masking tape over here just to reinforce the folds, and I did the same with that bit. You don't have to do it, I just did do it. All right, just to give it strength along the fold lines. Now what we want to do is make sure that we've got this right, so we want to close this up quickly. Let's just make sure this is the right sitting right. So I've got them both up there. This bit at the back, and the cover like that. So we're lining those up. Don't put it straight into the fold line. You want to allow this to fold on its own. So I've got that like that, and I'm very mindful just to move it slightly a little bit away like that. All right, so you can see the fold line is there, and I'm going to put it about there. All right, I'm using my fingers just to keep it central like that. Okay, so you got about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge, and now I'm going to just bring this bit down like that. Okay. All right, there we have it. We have now attached what we wanted to attach. So you've got a pocket here now, and you've got a pocket in there now as well. Okay, this is where you're going to attach your signatures. This is where you're going to put in your folio. All right, so that's going to end up going there, but obviously in this color scheme. So that bit's done. You've got that bit that's beautifully covered like that, and then on the inside this is also attached. This is where you're going to put your pouch, so that's going to go there. And on this side we're going to make a bigger version of this and stick that over there. All right, so that's all of that together. Don't know why this bit went a bit creased here, but it's the fold line. So right, as you can see, I stuck that other bit there. It's just so that when you're putting this pouch on, none of the edges are exposed. All right, there we go. So that's how I did it, everyone. It wasn't difficult at all. I hope you followed along and it wasn't too messy and confusing. And that's going to stay like that. It's not coming off. All right, so you've got a bit of a Z going on there, like a bit of a trifold in a journal. All right, so I hope that's been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed that. I just wanted to show you what I was meaning as far as the folio. That's the folio I made, very similar to the one we did before, very, very similar. It's just got the checkered bits on the flaps there. And then on the inside, I used this type of paper, which is also from the kit. It's all from that kit. At the bottom, again, the same paper. What I've got are the bigger flaps. So I've put this paper on that side, both sides of that. And then I stuck in this paper at the bottom. All right, with the card that goes in, and this is just a pocket. Okay, so I hope that helps you there with that. So I'm not going to make another one of these on camera because the template is perfect for this, and I've got that video, so I will link that. Then at the back, this side, we've got the pouch, which you've seen. So I've just used this paper here, and you can see, of course, I've lined it with this kind of paper. So there you go. I used Brad's with this one. Okay, so this is lovely. These come from Mrs. Carg, all the quotes if you're interested in that. And I will link the flip through video for you to see how I made all of these bits and give you the details. Here you can see it's a larger mailer than the one I had before. I think this was a brown envelope that I had, and I'll go look for another one. You can see it's slightly bigger. So just go and look for a bigger mailer, whichever one will fit on that page. And then again, I have just put a little bit of that paper scrap at the back, and I've layered it up with some of the other papers there. Okay, so that's everything that you need to know for that side of things. All right, everyone, I hope that you are going to follow along. You can do this for so many themes. I love the way this has turned out. I'm going to be making a couple of other journal themes in this format because I think it's so easy and quick to do. So thank you guys for following along with me. I hope this is the bit that you wanted to see. If there's another specific bit that you wanted to see, let me know. I don't really want to do a video on decorating every single page. I'll never get done. But if there's certain tricky bits that you want me to have a look at, please feel free and let me know. You're welcome to go and look at the flip through for the little details, but I'm happy to do any of the other details. I'm probably going to do another 1 or 2 videos on this at some point, so I'm interested to see what it is that you'd like to see. Thank you guys so much for listening to me today and following along. I hope you give it a go, as I said, and I look forward to seeing what you think and seeing you all in that very next video. So have a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.